So we just finished down in the greenhouse. You know how we had our yellow onions growing and they were getting extremely long, so we had to trim them down. So now we are going to be turning this whole bucket of the green onion tops into onion powder with our little dehydrator over here. So we're going to chop these down to size and start layering them up.
So we haven't done this before, but how hard can it be, you know? All you gotta have is, you don't over cram it, because you gotta have your airflow.
We did our parsley.
Yeah,
before.
that is true.
Well, we did the onion skin, just not the actual onion themselves.
You might think this is a lot of we're gonna end up with a lot of onion powder. I doubt it. As long as I get like 1 jar of spice, I'll be alright.
So we got the first batch going, and that's all the dent that it made. So it's going to take several batches for sure. It's the next day. We let the onions go all overnight. Our dehydrator, like some dehydrators, you can set the temperature, you can set like all different things on them. Ours, at least this one that I'm using today, is very basic. You plug it in and it goes. Like there's no temperature change, nothing. So with this one, you just kind of have to play around with it and see how long something takes. But here is what they're looking like this morning. I checked them a couple hours ago right before I took the kids to school, and they still had some moisture. And there's like a couple right here where we kind of piled them up a little bit, maybe too much, that still have a little bit of moisture. But for the most part, these here are like completely dry. And even on the next layers. So I'm probably going to let this go just for like another hour or so, just to get all that moisture out of there. And then we will move on to the rest of our onion here. So these are done and they're all nice and crispy. As you can hear, there's no more, you know, wet spots in them. So this batch is done. Now to get started on all the rest that we still have to do. For this batch, it did take about 20 hours. Granted, like I said, our dehydrator is super basic. It's nothing fancy. It doesn't have multiple degrees that you can turn it to. It's just, you leave it on and hope for the best. So it took about 20 hours for the way that we filled it. And now I just get to grind it up and turn it into powder. For the time being, while I am still working on getting the others dried, I'm just going to add them to this jar. That way I'm not having to grind up some, add it to a jar, grind up some, add it to a jar. It'll just all be done at one time and finished. And then we'll have some yummy onion powder to add to everything. I add onion powder and garlic to literally like almost everything. So this is definitely going to be used up. So here's what our jar is looking like. That's a lot. Now I know when we grind this down, it's going to go way lower. But I honestly expected it to be less than this. But this is what we're starting with. And now I'm getting ready to do the second batch. So I finally got all the onions dehydrated. Now I'm just going to put them in this little, it's just a coffee grinder. I thrifted it. It's just a basic little coffee grinder. And so I'm going to put them in this and grind them down. I just have to do it in batches. And then we'll have our onion powder. I'm going to just store it in a mason jar. This would probably go much quicker with like a food processor or something. I'm not sure. I haven't tried that. But this is what we have. At least it's unpacked right now. So this is how we're going to do it. So this is how much we ended up with. That's actually a lot more than I thought we would. I thought it was going to only be like a really small amount, but this is good, and it smells delicious, so I can't wait to use it. That's how you make your homemade onion powder, with the extra little stems from your onions.